What's going on, everybody? Strong lead hook here, back at it with a PoE2 Merc playthrough. Not much change since the last time, since the last video, other than the armor piercing rounds. I put a new support gem on there. Supported skills trigger an explosion when they break enemy armor, simply because the armor piercing rounds is effective when it comes to breaking armor, or at least I'm assuming it is. So I'm giving it a shot. Other than that, a couple of replaced gear, nothing significant, nothing crazy. We are at the hunting grounds. I did play this level already, but I'm gonna go ahead and replay it again, just for you guys. Then at the end of the video, I want to talk about what Jonathan's announcement and where the game currently stands, and my overall thoughts on the recent events with the update patch and the news about PoE1. I'll try to cover that as best as I can. That will be my segment for the last 15 minutes of the video. Now, with all that being said, let's get started.
Back down or gone! Gonna get ya! Oh, sure done it now.
the armor piercing rounds, it's not that effective. I don't think so. I could probably optimize it a little bit better, but the reason why I'm using it is because I like the feel of it.
Easy. My pockets are full.
We are just gonna drop this stuff off and get back to it.
Wow, this is ominous. Yes? So, something's please.
Easy.
Sometimes there's the cache, the yellow ones. I'm trying to make sure I cover every square inch of the map.
Eat this!
That should be done. We are going to go ahead and go to this map right here. Quests, okay. Yeah, this is for, this one comes first, and then it's this one. Before that, let's go to that, and let's drop off all this loot. Whoops.
What have you?
Hello. Yes?
was that? Where is he?
Oh, God, please. Hey.
Down. Who's next? Close and personal. Watch this!
On fire! Dark effigy! Invasive growth! Conflict! The Wildwood's power is mine! Nothing else! You are seen!
Eat this!
The is mine! For wanting to exist.
Oh, will you bugger off?
So the cultists really did have a king lurking out. Thank you, hero. See ya.
Gotta stay quick. Gotta stay quick on my feet.
So this is my first 32 spirit. I don't know what persistent buff I'm gonna use yet. I will probably do that online and not bore you guys with the details. Probably won't end up using this either. Mana. This sucks. Flask of life, recovery rate, 11 strength, lightning resistance. I wonder how much it would be to roll it again. Why won't it let me? For goodness sake. This is terrible. bits better than what I have. I would say that. You know what? This is perfect. I'll take that. Is that it? Well, I guess that's it. Not even a crossbow. That's right at 40 minutes. Making good time.
How?
Yes? Yes. Sorry, I was...
Let's go ahead and get rid of some of this.
Quickly. Move swiftly.
Sorry. Stay safe, if you can.
Roll that body off. You get quite a bit of these anyway. There's no harm in rolling it a couple of times. This one's pretty good. I just don't know if it's better than mine. I'm gonna replace something, it'll be my headgear. This one is health regen and mana evasion rating. This is life regen and mana. I don't know. I don't think any of these are better than the ones I have on, except this 9th of strength. This one is a strong contender. But armor still sucks in this game. But they're probably getting ready to fix that. Evasion rating, mana, and life regen.
Hello.
None of it's better. This one gives me fast dex, hold resist, and a pretty good evasion rating. 1.6 life regen. I mean, it's not bad, but that armor is just not that good. Armor as a stat is just not that good. As a defensive stat, it's just not good. Hopefully the death generator
Sorry.
generator will fix that. Which I think they will. I mean, we have the devs have shown us no reason to believe that they are not going to take care of these issues, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. Alright. So where do I think this game stands in terms of performance, quality? Answer the basic question of, is this a good game or not? And I also want to talk about project manager Jonathan. He stated that POE1 essentially will take a back seat, and there are some deadlines they're not going to meet simply because some of the devs in POE1 have been transferred to work on POE2. Which, if you're looking at it from a logical standpoint, from a strategic standpoint, that makes sense, because POE2 is going to be the game that will advantageous to them right now, seeing as though it's bringing in a whole new player base and bringing back people like me that was on POE1, and it's bringing me back to POE2, or rather POE2 has brought me back. I suppose there is a failure to manage the expectations from the player side and the dev side. Where the devs messed up is they tried to please everybody. That being the currently existing fan base in POE1 and the newcomers in POE2, and then the veteran POE players that's coming from POE1. So you've got three major demographics right there, and Triple G tried to cater to all of them at a single time. But from a pragmatic and a realistic standpoint, players should have tailored their expectations according to what's currently going on. which is that PoE 2 has a release date and needs work. So should players, even though Jonathan stated that PoE 1 will still be receiving the attention that it needs for the sake of its player base, should PoE 1 players really be disappointed that the priority and the attention and the focus is taken away from PoE 1? Because PoE 2 is Triple G's next big thing. So that's a question that I want to pose to people that are disappointed. And don't get me wrong, I understand. And I definitely sympathize with the PoE 1 players, because this game that they love, they don't want to come over to PoE 2. Or maybe they didn't like PoE 2 and they're going back to PoE 1. Well, then now they're coming back to PoE 1 and just to find out that PoE 1 is not receiving any sort of new update. So that brings me back to managing expectations from the player side and the dev side. Devs should have known that with the new release, with a game they're trying to release, and it's got all of these issues. You know, PoE 2 has all these issues, has all these problems. So the devs should not have made these promises to the PoE 1 player base. And it was unrealistic for them to expect that PoE 1 was going to be receiving, you know, all this attention from them, fully knowing that PoE 2 needed a lot of work still. And they're on a crunch time with PoE 2 as well. I think that as soon as the devs, mainly Jonathan, started having doubts in his mind about PoE 1, whether it was going to release a new league or a new update or a new season, even just an inkling of doubt, he should have spoke up right away and said, hey, just to give you guys a heads up, PoE 1, we're going to have to push some things back, instead of waiting for it to get to this point. But at the same time, let's be fair. You know, the player base, the PoE 1 players, you should not be that surprised nor disappointed, because you knew that PoE 2 was going to come out, and it was going to be the one to receive all of the brunt of the effort from the devs. Moving forward, I think that a list of priorities should be addressed by the player base when it comes to, and I'm talking about PoE 2, because I'm hearing a lot of things from the player base. You've got one side of the player base that's saying that the game needs to be balanced, or that the game is too hard. Well, that's a bit contradictory, because if you're saying the game is too hard, but then turn around and say, well, some things are way too overpowered, it needs to get nerfed. Well, then just use the overpowered builds, the overpowered classes, so you can get through those hard parts. Maybe your skill doesn't match the build you're playing. I mean, that's just, I'm not trying to insult anybody here, but you know, you want to play a certain class and a certain build that's designed for that caters to a different playstyle. A perfect example, I wish I could have recorded that last boss fight, King in the Mists, with Monk versus for the mercenary. It took me one try with the Merc, But with the monk, it took me several tries. I didn't get frustrated with the monk because I knew that at past a certain level, the monk was going to be overpowered. So there was the investment was worth it with monk because there was going to be a big jump in power. And another thing too, it taught me the moveset of that boss. Whereas with the Merc, I'm keeping my distance. I'm just shooting my grenades, shooting my rounds. But from what I understand, there isn't going to be this huge jump in power with Mercenary. You know, my playstyle isn't going to change at all too much. Whereas with the Monk, my playstyle did change progressively over time. And I like that variety. Variety is good. But with that being said, that doesn't mean that the game is properly balanced. I do agree there does need to be some balance changes. But then again, I think about it on the other hand, people are saying, I haven't played Warrior yet, but I'm hearing people say that Warrior sucks. It's tough to play. I hope it stays that way. Because I'm looking forward to that. A playstyle that requires more skill. So on one hand, I do agree with the player base in stating that there does need to be some balance changes. But I don't think you should get rid of the overpowered builds. Because let's say you've got a new player base coming in, and PoE is not an easy game. It's a tough game. These new beginners that are new to ARPG, new to Path of Exile, they need to have access to some of these overpowered mechanics in the game, so they can just get through that hurdle, especially if you're just a casual player. But at the same time, if I want more difficulty, then I'll just play a class that is more difficult to play with. You know, if I want a challenge, I'm not going to play with Mercenary. I'm going to use Warrior. So there's a little bit of variety there. And one more thing that I want to address is Triple G has yet to give us a reason to mistrust them, to not trust them. We know based on what we've seen so far that they're gonna do everything they can to make sure that, you know, our needs and our voices are heard. But the reason why they hear the player base and strive to better the game is because the player base is speaking up. So this little spiel that I did here today, it's not to discourage people from asking questions and speaking up. It is to encourage you to speak up, so that way your voices are heard. And at the end of the day, we are a single community. We are players and devs alike. And the only way this game is going to get better, PoE 2 and PoE 1, is to make sure that the players' voices are heard and that their needs are met. With that being said, I hope that that little rant of mine didn't make your ears bleed. And if you've made it this far, I appreciate that very much. And truly, thank you. Thank you. And that's going to be it for me for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.